Hello, and welcome back to another timeless tarot reading. I'll start by clearing the frequency with this bell. I call upon my guides, my angels, my ancestors, and my galactic family to please help assist me bring the messages forth that are most needed for the collective that will be watching this video. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. So, let's start with some tarot. Are there any messages? Okay. Any more tarot cards for this collective at this time? Ooh, loosey goosey. Okay, I'm feeling this one. Let's see what we're starting off with. So first is the Two of Pentacles and Temperance. It's kind of interesting because the way I'm reading the cards right now is that these are both about balance. So Temperance card in general, I find to be centered around balance. And in this card, you can see she's pouring from one cup into another. She kind of has this sun shining behind her head, almost like wings on her arms. And her third eye is pretty open. So for this card, I'm seeing that she's pouring back into her cup, her own cup. Like right now is not a time, I don't think, to be pouring into other people, especially people who aren't giving back. I feel like you should be concentrating on filling your own cup and really cultivating your energy. And the more you're able to do that, the more you're able to shine, the more you're able to tap into your third eye awakening senses to see and feel things beyond the third D. And I feel like you're close to taking flight, whether that's flight to your higher self, taking flight with a project, or just soaring in general in your life. Just this energy of being lighter and freer. And I feel like to get there, you need to be really focusing on putting more into your cup. And this card is a lot about balance. So like maybe there's an area in your life right now where something is out of balance. Do you need to be taking better care of your health, your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health? Confirmation sneeze, excuse me. So, I think there could be adjustments that need made in some area of your life to be a little bit more aligned with this soaring energy, because I also see there's wind moving through this card. So you have this energy swirling around you where you're like, just before like taking flight, just before jumping off, you might need to do just a little bit of balancing, or you're balanced and you're like ready to leap. But this is the energy that I'm feeling right now. And this Two of Pentacles energy, I am also reading as balance right now. Because you have these two stars in this like infinity loop. And it's like their energy is like a cosmic loop going back and forth, like of yin yang. I get a lot of yin yang because you also have the dark and the light, these two, let's just call them wolves, that are also balancing their energy. When I feel into this card, I feel that this is not the absence of shadow. Like, I feel like this is potentially shadow emotions or your shadow self, and this is like more of like your higher self. They're not really at odds. They're at a perfect balance of understanding each other, understanding each other's purpose, and not trying to overpower one or the other. It's like the perfect balance of the two working in harmony to keep this energy flowing, your star energy, your higher energy. We're not going to really eliminate your shadows. That's not necessarily why we're here, because we're on Earth and we have this duality consciousness while we're here, and this duality plane of existence. A lot of the lessons being on Earth is how to balance between your shadow and your light self, not to completely eradicate it, but to give it love, to give it space, to give it healing, so it doesn't overpower you to the point you're always living in shadow, but you can remain in your light. And if you dip into your shadow, that's okay, as long as you keep going back to the light. That's part of like the yo-yo between yin and yang. Like, you might dip into the dark and then go right back to the light. Like, what we're learning is our recovery time to experience shadow emotions, but bring ourselves back into our lighter emotions and feelings and vibration. That way, overall, we're vibrating higher and higher. And doing that isn't the elimination of the shadow, but our ability to rebound from it faster and faster through love, compassion, care, attention, and honoring those emotions as they come in general. And I feel like you're learning how to master this. And the more you master the balancing of your shadow and your light, the more you'll be able to take flight, the more you'll be able to see beyond the 3D experience, and the more you'll be able to shine your true light. So I think you're on the right path. You're doing a good job balancing right now. Let's see if there's a crystal tarot card that wants to come through. Is there a crystal tarot card that wants to come through for this collective's reading? Any crystal that wants to add assistance? Okay, when I say crystal, I mean 1, 2, or 3, not a ton. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Oh boy. So the first one I pulled is the Lover's card. I trust my knowing and make a commitment. And the crystal is rose quartz. Very interesting. It's really adding to the message. Before I pull this one, So, combining all of these cards together, I am feeling the connection between the Lovers and the Two of Pentacles and Temperance. So, not only could this be your shadow and your light, this could also start being the balance between you and somebody else coming into your life. And the more we're able to pour into our own cup, the more we're able to take care of ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, the more we're going to be able to attract someone who is vibrating at that same frequency, because we don't want a connection that is going to be draining. So we don't want to be draining ourselves because we don't want to attract that energy. So we want to keep pouring into your cup. We want to keep finding balance in our life. And the more we do that, the more we're going to be attracting this cosmic connection. I trust my knowing and make a commitment. So maybe there's somebody already in your life who you're drawn to. Maybe you're scared to make a commitment with this person. It might be a time of meditation and seeing if they really align with you and if you should take that leap of faith and make an honest commitment with them. It could also be a platonic friend, a really deep friendship. It can be a deeper connection with yourself. It doesn't just have to be a divine love partner, because we're all in different stages of our lives, and sometimes we just really need a really faithful, strong friend. Sometimes we are ready for that romantic connection. Sometimes we're just getting deeper within ourselves, finding more balance within ourselves, finding a deeper connection of love and loving ourselves. And sometimes if we already have this deep connection, it's a deepening of that with someone else who's already in your life. So that could be deepening. Rose quartz could be really beneficial. It's, everyone knows it helps open up your heart chakra, heal your heart chakra. A lot of love energy, self-love, love with others. It's a very powerful crystal to work with. And if you don't have it, you can always meditate and ask for the energy of the rose quartz to come forth and assist you. We don't always have to buy everything if we don't have the means to do so. There's no pressure. So this next one, holy moly, the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is amethyst. And it says, I'm ready to love and learn. So all these cards are really aligning. Amethyst can also be a little bit of a heart healer and also work with your third eye and your mind. It can be an amplifier of your third eye energies, your inner knowing, your inner knowledge. I find it to also be a little bit of a heart healer as well. So this says, I'm ready to love and learn. So it could be these two going together. You're ready to love yourself. You're ready to love another. You're ready to deepen a connection with yourself or another, whether it's platonic or romantic. There's a lot going on in this card. I'm really drawn to this writing in this book. Maybe you're a writer, or maybe you channel through writing and you're like a sacred scribe. I'm getting the word sacred scribe, whoever I'm talking to. So your words are sacred. It could be a journal. It could be an actual book, fiction or nonfiction that you're writing, or even just your daily journal is sacred. Definitely keep journaling. A lot of knowledge comes to you through that. There's this crystal at her palm. So I'm feeling like there's a lot of energy coming from your hands to the paper, potentially towards other people if you touch them, because there's this whole aura around her hand. It's like radiating energy. The Hierophant's a pretty powerful card, in my opinion. A little bit similar to like the Magician, but I feel a more focus on learning for this card. So maybe you're learning a new skill or a new project or a new art form or just something you're really interested in. Definitely pursue that. I see this crystal in her throat chakra, and I don't feel that it's a blockage. It's blue, which can be the color of your throat chakra. So I feel like your throat chakra is being healed and opening up, and whatever you might be learning has to do with speaking or writing or a combination of the two. That seems really, really important. Your voice is sacred, not just your words or your written words. It's the combination of your spoken and your written. Maybe you're stepping into a higher role in career or community or a hobby. Maybe you'll be teaching soon because you're learning these new things, and it might be time you're approaching a time of sharing them. There's this butterfly in her third eye. So I'm feeling a connection between the throat chakra, the third eye, and this like palm chakra and this heart chakra right here. So the more you're aligning and balancing your chakras and getting your throat, your heart, your third eye, your mind, your palm all aligned and working together, the more you're going to be able to give in alignment with your higher self and your energies. Also in a way that's not going to be pouring out too much to other people, but really filling your own cup, whatever you're learning, whatever you're passionate about learning or sharing. It's something that when you're learning or sharing it, it doesn't feel draining. It feels really recharging for you to write or to speak or to share or to gain this knowledge. And I'm drawn to this key right here, and there's this like infinity symbol right above it. I'm feeling that you hold the key to infinite wisdom. That's what I'm hearing. You hold the key to infinite wisdom through your heart, because there's a heart at the bottom of this key. It's like the key to your heart. When you unlock that part of your heart with this key, the sacred key that you hold within yourself, you can unlock infinite wisdom, because a lot of the higher dimensions channel through your heart chakra. It's not just your third eye. Third eye is like seeing, but hearing and all those other extrasensory abilities and connecting with higher divine frequencies and dimensions, they love to use your heart chakra because they're operating under a frequency of complete unconditional love, acceptance. So the more you're able to tap into your heart chakra, unlock that, the more wisdom and knowledge you will be gaining from the upper realms. Whoever this is pretty powerful, a very powerfully spiritual person. Sacred words, sacred thoughts, sacred heart. You're really learning, I feel like, whether it's a physical 3D craft, it also could just be your own spiritualism. You're diving into learning a whole lot more about upper realms, yourself, your higher self, ancestors, past lives. All that is really sacred knowledge too. Or it could be a sacred creative project, maybe even science or research. Everything's important. If it's fueling you with love and recharging when you're learning and sharing about it, it's aligned with your higher frequencies. It's a really powerful card. You're really tapped in at this moment. And I feel you're learning to tap deeper and deeper as well. It's a time of expansion. not just balance. And the more that you're operating under this self-love, self-care, self-learning, this balance between shadows, the more you'll draw a deeper knowledge of yourself, a deeper understanding, and potentially draw a partner who's vibrating on that very same frequency, or a friendship, depending on where you are. Let's see if there's an animal that wants to come through. Is there an animal with a sacred message for this collective at this time? Is there? There we go. Holy smokes. You cannot make this stuff up. So we got the raven. And it says, own your own power. Or own your power. Own your power. Like I'm saying, you must be like a really spiritual, magical being. Maybe ravens are a good sign, a good luck sign, or a good sign. They have a bad rap. Like in too many times in fiction, they represent death and macabre. But that's not necessarily the case. Ravens are powerful birds of power, of owning your own power, stepping into their power. They don't bring darkness. They're not afraid to be who they are. They're black, they're majestic, and sometimes the way the light shines on their feathers can be a little bit prismatic like a rainbow. But because we got the Hierophant card that says, I'm ready to love and learn, the Temperance, the Two of Pentacles. You're really like stepping into your power right now. You're learning more about yourself. You're cultivating deeper spiritual, higherly aligned connections. So like higher dimensional connections with self, with others. You're mastering your balance between the light and dark within you, your shadows, and filling your cup, and you're stepping into your power. And this might be, maybe you just needed to say it's okay to own your power. It's okay to step into your power. It's okay to be uniquely you. It's okay for other people not to understand you always, or where you're coming from, or where your knowledge is coming from, where this divine wisdom you're channeling is coming from. It is safe to be in your power as long as you shield yourself appropriately with the violet flame or the blue flame or your angels or the light of source energy. You can step into your power and own it without anybody taking it away from you. I think you know, and you've had experience with that, and that's why you're pouring into your own cup right now. You're definitely powerful, and it's time to step into your power. It's definitely time, because you are learning, and you can learn and still be in your power. Like being in a state of learning can be very powerful because you're open to the divine wisdom that you're channeling. Let's see if there's a little unicorn card that wants to come through. Is there a unicorn that wants to come through for this collective? I'm just feeling this card. Amazing. So, this is a beautiful white unicorn. Beautiful long luscious hair in the beautiful snow with this purpley sunset. And it says, change whatever you need to make things better. This is in alignment with this Temperance card. This has to do with balance. Is there something out of balance in your life? Is there something you can do to improve your mental, physical, or spiritual health? This is just a call to just take a quick look, because you are learning and you are working on this balance. If there is something out of balance, you hold the knowledge of what's out of balance and what needs correction. Maybe sit in meditation a little bit, reflect on what's been going on for you, and see if there's anything that needs a little tweak, because that little tweak could open a whole door of higher dimensional frequencies and stepping into your power. If you realize that you're losing your power in one aspect, maybe you're giving it away to another person, maybe you just need to take a little bit better care of yourself, take some self-care time to balance out anything. If you've been working really hard on a project or learning or focused on something, maybe it's a call to return back to center for you. Just to look at what's out of balance and bring it back, because you ultimately hold the power of self-love, the power of balance, the power to make things better in your life. You hold the key, not just to the infinite wisdom, but you hold the key and the power to change whatever needs changed to make your life a little bit better. Maybe it's as simple as drinking more water, going for a walk, setting aside some time for some deeper meditation. Whatever is feeling aligned for you is what I'm feeling. So just be mindful. I'm feeling pulled to these Lemuria cards, so let's see. Does ancient Lemuria have any wisdom to aid this collective at this time? Okay. Let's see. Oh, wow. So we got the card Full Spectrum. There's a lot going on in this card. So, first thing I see is the full spectrum of all of their chakras are in alignment. Their root chakra down here, their sacral, their power, their solar plexus, their heart, their throat, their third eye, even their upper chakra. It's all the chakras. Earth star, crown, third eye, upper level chakras. They're fully online. They're fully in tune. All their chakras are clear. They're aligned, they're flowing, they're tapped into it. And not only are they tapped into their chakras, they're tapped into the grounding of Mother Gaia. So Mother Gaia's plants are wrapping all around their hands, up their thighs a little bit. And they're really using Mother Gaia's energy right now to ground into their higher self. Because when we start opening up our higher dimensional wisdom and chakras, it can be a lot. It can be a little floaty. And I see all these clouds bursting from her upper chakra. So not only is she tapped into the higher dimensions, she's tapped into the earth. When you are able to tap into both at the same time, it's the most beneficial. Because whatever you're channeling from the upper dimensions, whatever love, whatever light, whatever wisdom you're gaining while you're staying grounded to Mother Gaia will get sent straight to the heart of Mother Gaia, and she heals too. When you're using higher frequencies to heal and align your chakra, she gets healed and aligned as well. So you're really helping the planet when you help yourself. I also see these skulls in the ground by the Earth Star chakra, and there's like roots around them. And I feel like these are things that you're letting go of, that you're giving to Mother Earth to transmute. I do this all the time. I have a grounding and protecting meditation on my channel. And it's very similar to this. Envisioning vines wrapping around your feet all the way up you. Imagining and feeling anything that no longer serves you, any negative, stuck, lower vibrational feelings or energies being sent into the ground through your roots. And then Mother Gaia has this powerful ability to transform negativity into positivity, because the ground is actually negatively charged. and we have all these plants, all this beautiful life. Gaia is one of the most powerful transmuters I've ever worked with. You can give negative things to source, but you can also give it to Mother Gaia to be transmuted into new life. She's really good at doing that. Think about decomposing of animals and just living things, and then new things grow from that energy. So giving her negative energy isn't a bad thing. She can use it to grow all these flowers you see around, and it can be really used as powerful energy, like fertilizer for new plants. So I feel like you may need to let go of some things. You may need to ground into Mother Earth, or you're already doing that right now. You're grounding, you're releasing, you're aligning all your chakras, you're open for greater wisdom, you're channeling it and sending that wisdom and that healing to Mother Gaia, as well as things you no longer need. And they also have wings. So you may be unfolding your wings, just like there's wings in this Temperance card. I really feel like your wings are out. Like you're starting to flourish your wings. The more you step into your power, like the raven says, you're getting ready to fly. And this practice of grounding, clearing chakras, tuning in, and listening to your higher self, higher dimensional frequencies you connect with. The more your wings can unfold, the more you can fly, the more you can soar towards your highest, most aligned divine path that is laid out for you. You might be even feeling your wings. I can feel mine. And I remember when I unbound them, because sometimes our wings are bound when we're sent here, because if we had everything all online, it'd be really overwhelming in this human form. So we're supposed to slowly step into our power and learn all the mystical, magical parts of ourselves. And this earth school is our ability to remember our divinity, where we come from. We come from the stars. We're light beings. Like, a lot of us have wings. I think it's not just only super highly advanced individuals have wings. When we're in our light bodies, that like we can really manipulate them however we want, and we can fly, we can have wings, we can really transform and take the form that we want. And a lot of us choose to have them because, wings, pretty awesome feeling, and to fly with them. So I feel like you're really tapping into your wings. Maybe you feel them, maybe you just unbound them, or you're about to. But you're really aligning with your chakras, you're grounding, you're releasing, and connecting with your higher self. You're doing all the right things, honestly. It's a very powerful card. Especially to be resonating with this full spectrum of light, this full spectrum of chakras, this energy. You're really tapped into your divine self. It's honestly quite powerful. You are very powerful. The more you're able to ground into Mother Earth, release what you don't need, and keep gaining wisdom from your upper and sending it down, the more you can step into your power, the more you're going to radiate just brighter and brighter with your divinely radiant self. You're a divine being from Creator. You have that source energy within you. We all do. And you're really tapping into it and connecting with source too, and feeling that unconditional love and divinity. Are there any archangels with a little message to assist this collective at this time they will receive this reading? Is there any angels that are wanting to work with them or currently working with them? I'm feeling this one. Gabriel! Sorry, I really like Gabriel. Divine emergence. Oh, it's right on. Everything's so divinely aligned. It's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and gifts. Oh, so beautiful. This is Archangel. This is Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is the messenger angel. And they really can help you with your throat chakra and tapping into it like this card. But these are all aligned. It's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and gifts. Just like Raven, own your power. So you're learning how to balance, how to take care of your own power, how to balance your power, how to balance light and dark. You're calling in a deeper connection with self, with source, with another being of highly aligned frequencies. And now that you're starting to vibrate at this full spectrum, you're fully tapped in with your chakras, you're connected with your divinity, you're connected with source, you're connected with where you come from. You're not afraid to ground into Mother Gaia to keep you rooted and release. You're fully stepping into your power. And there might just be like this hesitation of people might think I'm crazy or not understand me, like this glow you might have about you. People might be attracted to it, or this wisdom that you channel through your words, your writing, or your voice, or whatever you're passionate about. And you can't really explain where that comes from because it's coming from your connection to your higher self and source energy. And I think it's time you step into your power. You can't be afraid of your power. You cannot be afraid of your gifts. I mean, like, we are. I mean, when you're first awakening, it's all a bit overwhelming. But Gabriel's here to work with you. And if you call upon Archangel Gabriel, they can really help you step into your power, to not be afraid to use your voice, to not be afraid to give your messages without any reluctancy. They can help clear any blockages you may have to your throat chakra or anything that gets out your message, whether it's writing. But you're really stepping into your power. You've learned a lot. You've learned how to balance shadows and recover. You've learned how to pour into your cup. You've learned how to be divinely aligned. And Gabriel's just here to assist you if you have any little things that may be blocking you from fully stepping into this power, or any fear of being seen. Sometimes it carries over from a past life, and you can heal and release things like that. You might have like a witch's wound, a fear of like people or connecting with others and things like that. But there are plenty of meditations to heal that, and you can work with Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, and they can help heal and clear any of those blocks. Let's see. Any indigenous wisdom? Any indigenous wisdom that wants to come through for this collective reading? This is a deck made by Sean Leonard, who is an indigenous spiritual person. They wrote a book called Spirit Talker. Highly recommend. Okay. This is 3, but I'll take it. It really wanted to come out. Ooh. First one is Sweat Lodge. Sweat Lodge is a very, very divine card. It's a very higher dimensional card. The reason being is in a lot of indigenous culture, the Sweat Lodge is a place where you can clear things that are no longer serving you, and connect with your ancestors, to connect with source, to connect with creator, to sometimes have visions. And this is rebirth. So I feel like you're coming out of this potential cocoon into this beautiful butterfly where your wings are out and you're fully aligned and you've shed this old version of yourself, and you are being rebirthed right now. And this sun with these cosmic symbols on it, you could be receiving divine wisdom from above that's nudging you on this rebirth. And you could be really, to me, the sweat lodge is also, you're really tapped into your spiritual gifts and your spirituality, because the sweat lodge is a very sacred thing. This is not like a sauna. This is a very sacred ceremonial thing. So you are really tapping into your sacredness, your divinity, and you're being rebirthed and stepping into this version of you that's fully aligned with the full spectrum of colors, with your wings. You're releasing any fears, any doubts of your power and your gifts. And then we have 9 ancestors. And it says spirit guides. And there's these like spirit guides all around her. They're like faces and planets that are around her that she's listening to. It looks like there's like a full moon too. So you're really listening to your ancestors, your spirit guides, your spirit team. Maybe you're tapped into galactic family. Whoever you connect with on the other side, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and galactics, you are listening to them. You're gaining wisdom from them. You're not afraid to connect with them. You may see them, hear them, and feel them. This is part of your powers and gifts. Not everyone can do that currently. I think everyone has the ability, if they really go inward and start working on themselves and balance and all of that. I think everyone has the potential to tap into our sacred gifts, but you are tapped in right now. That's why we have the full spectrum card and the rebirth, and Gabriel saying, don't be afraid of your power and gifts, and the raven echoing the same message of stepping into your power. You're in this time, this very, very powerful spiritual rebirth, where you are not afraid to speak to your ancestors, to your spirit guides, to your angels, to your dragons maybe. Maybe you also connect with the Fae, who knows? Any higher dimensional being of love and light you might be connecting with in some way is really powerful gifts to have. And then this third card is Two-Spirit, and it says balance. With this card, I'm feeling a lot like this full spectrum card, because we have the whole rainbow right here. And in the circle, it's like blending and merging this rainbow. And then in the center, you see all the chakras once again. Like these little circles are going up this person. And it's a balance of all your chakras, just like this one has all the chakras aligned and balanced within them. So I think you're balancing all of your chakras, all of your rainbow energy within you, and you're not afraid of healing. You're not afraid of healing and aligning your chakras, because you know the more that you do that, the more you can tap into source energy and tap into your gifts and talk to your spirit guides in whatever form they're taking for you. And it says Two-Spirit. So you might also be a non-binary or a trans person or a gender fluid person and a agender person. You might have some fluidity in your gender because you understand that although we have these physical bodies, our spirits vibrate at their own frequency. And we all contain both masculine and feminine energy. And if you're in the non-binary space, like me, you feel both those energies very strongly. One's not overpowering the other, no matter what your body may be visually reflecting. And maybe you feel more strongly towards one or the other, and you want your body to reflect that. And that's okay too. Because ultimately what this means, being in a queer gender space, is that you're really tapped in to your spirit. You're listening to what your spirit says. You're listening to the divinity of yourself. And the more you're doing that, the more you're connecting with source, with your higher self, with what's divinely aligned for you, your spirit. And you might be consulting your ancestors, your guides, tapping into your gifts. The more you're able to step into what feels like your true authentic self. And it is time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and your gifts. And there is great power in expressing yourself how you see fit, how is divinely aligned for you. Because we are a full spectrum of colors, of people, of gender, of sexuality, and it's all sacred because everything is a beautiful reflection of the rainbow prism of creator, of source energy. The more uniqueness every individual has, like everyone's so different, and that's the beautiful rainbow tapestry of humanity. If we were all the same, or there were only two versions of beings, it would not be as diverse, expansive, and as beautiful. The more the merrier, in my opinion, of the highest love and light, because the more creators expressing themselves in various forms, the more beauty we are added to the world through their own divinity, through creator's energy, source energy, reflecting all these versions of themselves. I want a more beautiful, colorful, expressive world. And I think whoever I'm speaking to does too. So don't be afraid to shine. Shine how you feel inside. Don't be afraid of these gifts that you have from source. Don't be afraid of this rebirth. Don't be afraid of emerging. Don't be afraid of learning, growing, and sharing your gifts, what you've learned, your self-expression, and your balance within yourself, how you've been able to balance your shadows. There's a beautiful rebirth happening or has just happened, and you're really being called to really share your divine self, your divine, true, authentic self, according to your highest spirit. And I'd love to see and hear how you're feeling, how you're doing, how you're expressing yourself, your divinity. All right, let's see if there's any cards of this indigenous deck made from someone in the Aboriginal descent. I think this deck is by Mel Brown. Encourage you to check out their work. All right, we can't do like 5 cards. Is there a couple of cards? This is popping out of divine wisdom. Let's do these 2. Oh, this is so beautiful. So we got Alinta, which I think is, I don't know what it is. So maybe look into it. I'm not going to speculate because I don't want to butcher anything. Could be an animal, could be a spiritual meaning, but the word beneath it is acceptance. So maybe that's what it's pointing towards, is acceptance. Considering everything we talked about, especially just about this queer card, this could be talking about self-acceptance. Accepting who you are, no matter who agrees or disagrees, does not matter. Your happiness is what matters. Your divine self-expression is what matters. It doesn't hurt anybody to express your divinity, to express your true self. If anything, not expressing it hurts yourself even more. And this acceptance of self can also be of your powers and your gifts that you may be afraid of. This divinity you're carrying, these messages you're hearing, you're seeing, you're feeling, you're channeling, and being able to talk to your spirit guides or feel them. So here is some self-acceptance. Self-acceptance of yourself, of your identity, of your power, of your gifts, of your divinity. And Gabriel's here to help with that too. If you're also struggling with self-acceptance, you can call upon Archangel Gabriel to help you. The angels are very loving, unconditional beings, and they support you in your higher self. And if you don't want to work with them, work with your ancestors, your spirit guides. They're here ready to help you with whatever you need. Self-acceptance, releasing fear of others, fear of being seen, fear of other people's reactions to your gifts. Oh my gosh. Amazing. We got Dingo, which is trust. So for me, how I'm reading this is trusting yourself and trusting source. Trust yourself, trust how you feel, trust what you're feeling, you're seeing, you're channeling, your gifts, your divine alignment. The way you're opening up to source, the way you're clearing and aligning your chakras. Trust your wings. Trust Mother Gaia. Trust your grounding into Mother Earth. Trust source. Source has a plan for this. Creator doesn't make mistakes. They just don't. So if you are in the trans, non-binary, or any of those spaces where sometimes it feels like you're not like other people, and like maybe there's a mistake with your body and things like that, you have the power to correct physically things that don't align with your higher spirit. And sometimes we're put on that journey to experience that and to be so certain in our spirituality and our higher self and what we know and what we feeling, and trust that so much that we change things to reflect how we feel on the inside. And that is power. That is beautiful power that other people need to see, so they know it's okay to be different and to be themselves. It's not easy, but trusting your divinity, trusting source, trusting that there's a plan for you with this awakening, with this spiritual unveiling of your truest, divinely aligned self. That's what I just heard. Trust the path. that you're going on. Trust yourself, trust your powers, trust your gifts. Trust Source has a plan for you. And you're not a mistake, and you're meant to be here. Your gifts are valuable in the world. Your self-expression is very valuable in the world. You're adding color, you're painting color into this world. Maybe in ways that haven't been seen before. And maybe in ways a lot of people need to see. So have trust and self-acceptance for your gifts, your divinity, your spirit. Because there's definitely a divine plan going on. Like your gifts, your divine gifts are meant to help people. Whatever you're learning or working on is going to help a lot of people. Even your self-expression can help people. So, I certainly have faith in you. And I definitely see whoever I'm talking to is a divine being from Source Creator Energy. And you're very powerful and you have a lot of gifts to share. And you've already mastered so much. And you're going through this beautiful rebirth. All right, are there any galactic families that have a little message? Okay. Those came straight out. We got the Alpha Draconians, corrupt, unethical, and cults. So, when I see this card, I do not think this is you. You are not corrupt, you are not unethical, and you're not in a cult. But I think a lot of people are. A lot of people are just in this world right now. I mean, there's a lot of political division. There's a lot of corruptness in corporations and politics. There's been a lot of unethical acts around the world that's going on right now. So I think this is more so talking about the world at large and what's going on in the world right now. As there's a lot of corruptness and unethicalness and cults and followings and things like that. And this is not you. I just want to make that abundantly clear. This is not you. This is what's in the world right now. And we could not let this stop us from being us. It's very important that we don't let the corruptness and unethical acts of others corrupt ourselves. Because when we get stuck in negative thought loops of things are never going to get better and there's so much evilness and corruptness in the world and things like that, we're never going to be in our light. And I think you know this. Or else there wouldn't be the temperance and the Two of Pentacles and this balancing and this full spectrum. So I think it points to, despite everything going on in the world right now, you are still stepping into your freaking divinity. You are saying, I don't care about what's corrupt going on in the world. It's not going to corrupt myself. I'm going to keep tapping into divine unconditional love of Source. I'm going to keep expanding and learning upon my gifts and the things that bring me joy and passion. And I will not let the world take me down with it. Your existence in your light, in your love, in your authentic self is resistance, is an act of rebellion, is an act against the corruptness. You are a shining light in all that is going on right now. That's what I'm hearing. You're a beacon of light. You are a beacon of light. And it is so important, and we need you here. We need you here to shine. This is coming straight from my spirit guides. They're so loud right now. We need you here and we need you to shine. You existing in your beautiful, magical self is keeping the darkness at bay. And it might not seem like much, but it is a lot. The more you take care of yourself, the more you put balance into yourself, the more you trust your power, your divinity, your gifts, the more you tap into your light, the more it keeps the darkness at bay. My favorite quote from Lord of the Rings, which is just very applicable. It's the small, ordinary acts of kindness that keep the darkness at bay. The small acts of ordinary kindness that keep the darkness at bay. So those small acts of self-care, the small act of giving yourself a bath, doing your nails, doing your hair, having a cup of tea, going for a walk, getting your favorite dessert, doing some yoga, doing a meditation, doing a craft or something, whatever fills your cup with joy. Those small acts of self-love are just this light that just keeps the darkness from completely overtaking. You are a stopping point. You are this light that eradicates the dark by your very shining. Your shining of your gifts, your shining of your authentic self and your divinity. And it can also be small acts towards other people, just smiling at someone, opening the door for someone, getting someone a gift, like a tiny gift. It doesn't have to be a big gift, like a freaking sticker, a keychain, a note, like all these tiny acts towards yourself and people you love are paving the way for light. And the light will always outweigh the dark, your light. I know it might not feel like that sometimes when we slip into self-doubt and things like that, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be getting the full spectrum and the Hierophant card and Gabriel and rebirth and all this if you didn't already know how to regain your balance after slipping into a dark and stepping back into your light after experiencing something like that. No one can take your no one can take your divinity away from you. No one can take how divine you are away. No one can take away your visions. No one can take away your ability to connect with source. No one can take away your love, your self-love, your grounding, your gifts. That's yours. And then the other card that came out is the shadow self, denial, projection, shame. I don't think this is what you're carrying because this came out right with the Alpha Draconians. So I'm just going to put this on top. This has to do, again, with what's going on around the world. There's a lot of denial. There's a lot of projecting. There's a lot of shame. The dark wants you in a state of shame. The dark will deny the darkness it's done. And the dark will project that darkness onto you. Because those are control tactics. But you have your wings. And you see above all that. So much so, I'm going to put these under this card. Because, I don't think this is really getting to you. I feel like this is what you've overcome. You have overcome the shame, the unethical corruptness. You're not letting it stop you. You're not going to be existing in shame anymore. You are shedding shame. Shame that other people taught you to feel, because there's nothing to be ashamed about when you have spiritual gifts, when you're tapped into your divinity, when you're expressing your divine, authentic self, however that looks for you. And Gabriel's got your back. Archangel Gabriel is saying it's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your powers, your gifts, your authentic self. No one can trap you with shame anymore. You are rebirthing into a version of you where no one and nothing can bring you down anymore. Because guess what? You hear directly from the source, from Creator, from your spirit guides, from your angels, how divine, how amazing you are, even your higher self. You're tapped into your higher self. Every day that you take care of yourself, you are stepping more and more into your divine light body being and existing as that in this physical form on earth. And no one can take that away from you. No one can shame you into not being a divine being from source. So, I just want to laugh at the draconian and the cults, the shame and the shadow, because it got nothing on you. It's got nothing on you. You are so divine. You have so much power. So much power. You are just like this beacon of light that just, boom, eradicates the darkness. It's like darkness can't come like really close to you. It's like observing you from the outside. But they cannot get you. It cannot steal this divinity you've already tapped into. It cannot steal the knowledge you've gained from higher dimensions. It cannot steal your balance of the dark and light within you and how much you're pouring into your own cup. You got the upper hand. And the darkness is not going to be getting in your way. Because you have all the power. The only thing that might get in your way is your own doubt of your gifts or yourself. But that's why Gabriel's here to assist you if those come up. To blast through it with your radiant energy. Alright, last cards. These are the Cowgirls and Aliens. Do you have any message, closing message for this collective at this time? Okay, that was pretty clear. Let's see. Oh, sweet. We got the bartender. It says, I will give others support and listen with empathy. Putting this by the Lover's card, because that's where I feel like it belongs. So, you are starting to embody this power and this full divinity. And I feel like you're a very empathetic person in general. And you've learned to balance that empathy with giving to yourself. And you know how not to ever overgive to others and to fill your cup first. And to maintain that balance and not deplete yourself. So you can stay in your divine energy. But as you step into your power and your gifts, you are going to be giving back to others. Just by being yourself. It's just by your words, just by your kind touch, a kind letter, kind words, or just listening. And your empathy is a superpower. It can be draining until you learn how to fill your own cup, but you've already done that. You're tapping into this full divinity. So, now that you're radiating at this high frequency and you're going through this rebirth, you're radiating and people are like catching the waves of your divinity, and I think it's going to be very healing for people just to be around your aura. And your very being is a vibration that is healing. Your existence is healing the earth, and potentially healing other people, whether you know it or not. Whether you're taking an active role in listening and supporting others, or just existing as your divine self, it will be healing other people. Because you are not afraid anymore, especially if you're working with Archangel Gabriel. You're not going to be afraid anymore to be your authentic self, to step into your power and show your gifts, your empathy, your love, your frequency that's completely unshakable from anything that's going on. Because you're so connected with Source, you're so connected with divinity, that stuff's laughable almost. It's like it can't get to you, because you know who you are. Nobody can take that away from you. They may say otherwise, but screw it, you know better. You're tapped into Source. You tapped into your spirit guides and are receiving divine wisdom. And Mother Gaia always loves you as well as source and your guides and your ancestors. And I just think, like, I just see this radiating smile, right, on this bartender card, and I feel like your smile is even healing. Someone catching your gaze and seeing your smile can heal a heart. That's what I'm getting. That's so powerful. You are so powerful. You are so needed. Not just your aura, but just your smile, just your gaze and a smile at someone, boom, turns their whole day around. Boom, can like heal something that may have happened to them earlier in that day. Your radical self-love, despite anything anyone says, your choice to continuously love yourself as unconditionally as your guardian angels do, as your spirit guides do, as your ancestors do, as source energy does, as your galactic family does, is one of the most powerful tools or weapons against the dark. Your radical self-love. Doesn't matter what if other people don't. Your self-love is powerful. So powerful. Along with your gifts, whoever you're channeling, your guides, your ancestors, you're definitely very spiritually aligned, tapped into your higher self. Whoever I'm speaking to is very powerful. I'm feeling the energy off these cards, and it's like, wow, I'd love to meet this person. Because they are stepping into their power, and they're not afraid of what anything or anyone else has to say to be their own loving, unique self. They're not afraid of their power. They're not afraid of showing their divinity. They're not afraid of giving love. Despite the world being a bit cruel, they're still smiling at people. They're still saying like a friendly hello, and boom, that's just their aura, their energy, their just the vibration of their voice, and seeing them smile is just, I just see like a rainbow radiation of love coming out of them, and that stems from their self-love. And other people will feel that. I'm feeling it right now through the cards, just like your radical self-love is like healing, and it almost is like making my eyes water a little bit. Because it's a very special thing to be in the presence of. Don't take yourself for granted. Because you are divinity. Trust yourself. Trust your power. Work with Gabriel. You are emerging as this beautiful, radiant being that can heal with a look. And you might have some support. Maybe a deepening of self, but you might have some support showing up that will reflect this radiant self-love energy right back at you. Because you don't want somebody who's going to like siphon it. You want somebody who's also radiating at this frequency, and together you're just going to amplify and amplify and amplify. Whether it's romantic or friendship, it's going to be beautiful. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for radiating your power and stepping into your power. You are a divine being, and it is an honor to read this collective's cards. I'd be happy to hear if this resonated for you in any way. Until next time, I'll see you later. I send you so much love and so much light.